Erik ten Hag has delivered his first two interviews and press conference as the Manchester United manager. What does this mean for the player power at the club? What does this mean for all the issues that have transpired and happened over the past 9 years, that have happened under Ollie, that happened under Ralph Rangnick, players calling for tactical changes, Harry Maguire's captaincy, which we're going to delve into, and much, much more. There are already United fans turning on this guy as well. He has done one interview. Link for that is all in the description below as we sit here and react to what's been said in the past 24 hours and what is yet to come. And one of the biggest questions is, will Maguire stay as the Manchester United captain? Will this manager have power at the football club? That remains to be seen. But I want your views. I want your opinions on this. Have you been impressed? Are you staying neutral? Are you very, very excited? Are you frustrated? I want to know what you think and feel in relation to what Ten Hag has come out and said. And the first thing I want to start with is the Maguire situation. The Maguire situation is key because he is not my captain. He, in my opinion, is not good enough for Manchester United as a player and as a captain. And I don't think he's ever going to recover. He was good enough to play for Man United. He has just regressed so far, I don't think he'll ever come back. Erik ten Hag's words about him are very, very interesting indeed. He said that, I have to repeat, next season is a different season. But I think he did a great job. He is a great player. He has achieved a lot. Also, the contribution towards Manchester United, I'm looking forward to working with him. Now, that there is a can of worms to digest. You can read the next season is a different season as, I'm going to remove him. I'm going to get rid of him as the captain. He is not going to play for me. It's a different year. He did really, really well. He's a great player, but next year is a different year. It could also be seen as, I know he's had a bad year. I know he's a great player, though. Next year is different. I'm looking forward to working with him. He is going to play. Now, what's very intriguing to me is, how that's going to be interpreted. Some media outlets have gone with Ten Hag offers no guarantees on Harry Maguire remaining as the Manchester United captain. Then you have fans that have come out, or supposed Manchester United fans, saying already, I've given up already on this manager because he chose to insult my self-respect, any self-respecting Man United fan by lying in his first press conference and talking about how he should be calling for players. He should be demanding signings and kind of throwing players under buses in many, many ways. So really, I want your thoughts on this. What do you think it means? Do you think Ten Hag is just remaining coy on purpose? Is he keeping his powder dry? Where do you stand on it? Because for me, I think he's laid a marker down. Next year is different. I think he said the nice thing. Of course, he's never going to sit there in his first press conference and go, Maguire is poo. Maguire is rubbish. Maguire is a terrible football player. He might have to manage. I say this to people all the time. He may have to manage him next year. It's been very easy for Ralph, and correct, by the way, to call out these players because Ralph ain't their manager next year. He doesn't need to maintain a medium to long-term working relationship. Ten Hag can't come out and start digging into people. It doesn't mean he's 100% backing him. Equally, he might think there's a player in there. And if he turns Maguire around and gets good quality form out of him, why is that a bad thing? Drop your egos on this for a moment and listen to what is being said. Now, I've already said this. He's not my captain. Harry Maguire will not be the captain of Manchester United if I was the coach. But I'm not. And I'm willing to listen to Erik ten Hag, a man with pedigree, a man with stature, and a man with promise at Manchester United. Now, one of the really encouraging things for me was when he spoke very much about winning being the most important thing. But he has an intention to win a certain way, an attacking way. This is one of the reasons why I wanted a manager like Ten Hag over an Antonio Conte. And I think Conte is world-class. I think he's amazing. But there's an arrogance here. I want a certain style of football. But the most important thing he said there is that winning is the most important thing. And he said, I want to win in style. He goes, I want to win in an attacking way. These are his words here. But if we cannot do it like that, we still have to win. And that is a message there to eye test merchants and Man United fans. The most important thing is winning always for any manager at any point. If you can win with beautiful football, it is utopia. I've been singing from this hymn sheet myself for 9 years straight on social media, and it doesn't appear to sink into anybody's heads. And I'm glad that he's come out and said this. But how is this going to be achievable? You've got the Maguire situation, which is one thing to resolve. But there's a number of other problems at Manchester United. Now, he himself has come out and said that I have high expectations for myself and from my squad. They have to give their best every day, and good is not good enough. Now, they are great words. They are great words. That is a great thing for Erik ten Hag to be coming out and saying. It really, really is. Phenomenal words from him. But we need to act on that. We need to deliver against that as a football club and as a fan base. High standards. Good isn't good enough. It doesn't mean you throw baby out with the bathwater at the first sign of trouble, but you hold high standards. You expect progression over the course of the next 2 to 3 years to be able to challenge for the Premier League title and the Champions League. Another element that he's got to address is the player power problem at the club. Ronaldo, Varane, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes called a meeting with Rangnick to request a change of tactics. These are the types of things that need to be discussed and need to be looked at. There was a suspicion within the club that many of the leaks coming from the dressing room were from 3 specific camps, with one in particular identified as being a persistent problem. Demanding tactical changes, leaks to the media, bleating on about the lack of coaching standards, blah, blah, blah. This has to be eradicated from the club. Now, I know what some people will say, but Terry, if the standards aren't good enough, if the tactics aren't good enough, why should the players not complain? There's complaining, and then there's downing tools. The vast majority of this Man United squad under Ralph, under Ollie in the end, the people, all the squad under Jose, a lot of players under LVG and David Moyes, in my opinion, stopped working as hard as they could have done. They may not have believed in what that manager was doing, but that gives you no reason to down tools, disrespect the fan base, and disrespect the heritage and history of the football club. You can pursue improvements. You can go to the board and say, this isn't working for us, and still deliver your end of the bargain. That player power element is the key component for Erik ten Hag, the board, and the new senior officials at Man United to get absolutely right. We need these players busting a gut. We need these players working hard. And that has been my thoughts now for many, many months, that the reason that Erik ten Hag's tactics didn't work, the reason that players were frustrated with what he was doing, Ralph Rangnick's tactics, is because it requires hard work. The opening 27 minutes against Palace, United fans got excited because it was working. Didn't score the goals, but we had chances and we were pressing, winning the ball back. We dominated Palace. By the way, a team that run rings around us on Sunday. We dominated them. It takes about 2 years, I've been told, to develop the consistent fitness levels required to play with that level of intensity for a whole season. That's why it's going to take time. That's why it's a process. But we should see the effort and the energy and the persistency from the player, the persistence approach from the players from day one. And that is what we've got to demand here as Manchester United fans. Maguire being removed as captain, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. That won't fix our problems. The players might use Maguire being the captain, Ronaldo getting the number 7 shirt, Bruno's lack of possession at times, Rangnick talking to them a little bit horribly, a manager acting a little bit like Ted fucking Lasso. All these things, okay, I can understand why you're annoyed. But then for me, it's low-hanging fruit. It's BS excuses. When I listen to these excuses now, all I hear is, my dog ate my homework. That is how pathetic they sound. And you can buy into them if you want. We start playing well under Erik in the first few weeks. Say, oh my God, the players are right. It was the managers and the coaching all along. Maguire gets stripped of the captaincy and then we start playing. Oh my God, it was Maguire. No, it's because they're working hard now. And they shouldn't need Maguire to have his captaincy removed to do their job. Because you know what's funny in life? They're more likely to get a response from the manager to make a change, the club to make a change, if they're upholding their end of the bargain. My members of staff that deliver, that do their jobs, that work hard, want me to compromise on something. They're delivering at their end of the bargain. I'm going to compromise. But if you're an insubordinate, lazy son of a gun who isn't delivering, that isn't performing, that isn't hitting the numbers, that isn't giving the customers or fans in this regard their end of the bargain, why on God's green earth am I going to listen to you? What credibility do you have in this situation, in this conversation? The answer is none. Now, let me round off by saying this. Erik ten Hag did well yesterday. Professional in his press conference. Didn't set the standards. He set the standards high, but gave us a good quality timeline to get there. He didn't set unrealistic expectations. We're going to challenge next year. Nothing dumb like that. Certain negative Man United fans, pretend Man United fans will go, bad standards, terrible man. He didn't throw any players under the bus. That is how you start as you mean to go on. Perfect. That's what you have to do at this point. But you can tell in what he says when you actually listen and read between the lines that he is not going to take, he's taking no prisoners. You're good enough, you play. If you're not, you're out. Brilliant to see. He wants to play attacking football. He wants to get Man United back to the peak of their powers. And he sounds like an obsessive and someone that's going to grab the ball by the horns. We know technically and tactically and with style of play, this guy is the real deal. But it's all about the board, all about the senior officials eradicating player power. The players are looked at as the issue, but they are the symptom of the problems of the club. And if we fix things culturally, buy 5 or 6 new players, clear out the individuals that don't want to be here, this Man United team will compete for the top 4 next year and will have a chance in cup competitions. Within 2 to 3 years, with the progression and the money we spend, there is no reason why the club can't be ready to challenge for a title. And that is the standards that we should hold the club to, the manager to, the players to, and of course, the people that run this damn thing, the Glazers. Now, I want your thoughts and feelings. Maguire, should he be stripped? Should he stay as captain? I also want your reaction to everything else Ten Hag has had to say in the last 24 hours or so. Until next time, my people, smash that like button, subscribe to the Footy Terrace, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.